All right. Check it out, and we are going to just make sure we are live here. I am going to um, take a minute to set this up. Welcome everybody to this live stream today. Yes, today we're going to be reviewing some photos that people have shared with me. So it looks like we are live. Looks like the sound is good, and 1 minute, and we're gonna start. All right, welcome everybody. Today we're going to share some photos on the live stream with you, and so I'm really happy that I have a few folks who have submitted photos using a particular film recipe, and so that is what we're going to share, and it is Portra 400 from Fuji X Weekly. So we're going to be sharing that with you. Let me just check okay, I have the photos queued up over here on my iPad, and that seems to be working in the live stream. So leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I just may need a little feedback on the audio. Make sure my audio is okay. So give me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, and then you can hear me okay. I'm so glad. Looks like we have 2-3 people joining. I'm really glad you're here. And we're going to be looking at photos shared with me, as well as some of my photos, with a Portra film recipe. And so this is something that I want to start doing every week, is share a film recipe. People send in photos, and we look at them live. So I'm going to jump right in here. So this photo right here was sent to me by Jerred Z. And so Jerred Z, okay. Pablo says we're getting a buzz every now and then. Thank you for that. Is it a constant buzz, or like I hear every like 20, 30 seconds I hear like boo boo, something like that. We don't want any boo boo on this stream. So I will see if I can cut that out. Everything sounds good here. But thank you for the feedback. Let me know where you're watching from. Today we're going to be looking at some photos shot with okay, I just heard it there. Let me know if that was that buzz you're talking about, Pablo. That is pretty annoying. We'll make it a short live stream so we don't get bogged down with the technicals. But here is a photo sent in by Jerred Z. He is a fellow YouTuber, and he has a okay, Pablo said that was it. So unfortunately, that has been happening all during my testing. So I'm gonna say I don't know how to fix that, but we will just say it's like the lunch bell. It's like the class bell that just happens in the background, and we just keep rolling. All right, so this photo is sent to me again by Jerred Z. Check him out on YouTube. You just type in Jerred and Z. And he has a YouTube channel. He teaches photography out there. Like me, he came from a school district job. I actually still work for a school district, but he actually quit his school district job and went full time with cameras and photography and YouTube and teaching photography out there. So he's a cool guy to check out. So this portrait of a Mustang, and I don't know if this is his, and I'm going to try to do a little picture-in-picture here. So we have a very cool focal point right here on the headlight in the 289. My dad had Mustangs growing up. He kind of restored old cars, so that 289 is a familiar insignia. But look at how crystal clear this is. And I want to say, and Jerry could correct me, actually I'm going to text him and say that we are... all right, we are going to just text Jerred and say that we are talking about his photo. See if he'll join. Hey, Jerred, I'm live on the channel right now talking about your photo. Join if you can, period. I'm a former English teacher, so I got to have the grammar. I got to say period. All right, so I love the details here. And the reason I zoomed in is I wanted to see, I think this is the 40 megapixel Fuji XH2. So I believe that's what Jerred shot with shot this photo with. And so really crisp detail. I love the color. I love the sun on the corner of the Mustang. And then just, Jerred and I, we love old cars, and he gets access because of the Nebraska weather out where he is to these rusted just the patina on these cars are just classic and just epic. So I like the layers of the cone, the car, the shed, the yellow house in the background, and on the right, we have all the junk piled. Hey, Scooter from Iowa, thank you. Just reminding me, if anyone's watching, drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, Scooter. How's it going out there in Iowa? Let me know, do you shoot Fuji? Is that how you came to the channel? Let me know a little bit about you. What do you shoot? What do you like to shoot? So I'm going to move on. I may come back to Jerred Z's photo if he hops on the channel. But right now we're going to go to another photo submitted, and this is from Tonea. And I believe Tonea shoots out in Texas. I want to say Dallas. And so she, actually, most of these people I connected with on Twitter, and she agreed to go out and shoot. And she said, I'm pretty busy, but I will go out and shoot. And she sent me this photo. And so there's a couple of things I'd like to point out that I think Portra does pretty well as a film recipe, and that's capturing that golden kind of warmth. And so here we have, it's hard to tell what's going on in the sky, but we have the very tips of these trees here. And actually, let me get out of this so you can see full. All right, the very tips of the trees just catching the sun. And this is something I'm really drawn to in a photograph, is where you can see the sun affecting the scene in a couple different ways. Like, for example, I've taken some photos at the beach, and I love when the sun hits the pier, and then the surfer, then the wave, then the sand. I love those gradations. So this is a really, really crisp photo up top with those leaves and detailed. And I believe Tonea told me she shoots an XT3, I believe. I think that's right. And then I just love this patch of gold on the side of the apartment building, and then the silhouette of the it's a very subtle composition, or the silhouette of the trees that are catching the sunlight on the side of the apartment building. And we have one other hot spot here. I don't know what that is, actually. That looks like something hanging in the tree. Tonea, set the record straight. Let us know. It looks like a Christmas decoration, but I don't know. But here you can see the sunlight coming through and then hitting the side of the building. I love it. I love it. And, portrait instead of a landscape. So she saw the height of the tree, the path going towards the tree, and she chose a portrait orientation. So that's cool. All right, if you're watching out there, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from and what you shoot. And we are going to move into some submissions from Omar. So Omar and I have been connecting on Twitter and talking, and he travels. I think he does photography for work, and so he's like, yeah, I can try to work in some photos. Let me know. And so he went out and shot with some friends. And so here's an image of, I don't know the gentleman's name, but I love how he's leaning against the kind of stone monument. And then you have kind of the shape of the stone, and kind of him relaxing on the edge is almost mimics that shape. And then, of course, we have the beautiful bokeh in the background. And if I remember correctly, I think Omar said he shoots an XT3, and I think this is a 50 millimeter lens, like a 1.2 or something insane. Looks awesome, Omar. I just love how the subject stands out. Partially that red, but also just the composition. So I'm going to go to another one from Omar. I love this shot. Just great character and personality in the face, and the kind of upward look of the young lady, the subject, and of course that golden light that Portra really seems to capitalize on and really do well. So again, so those are 3 people who sent in photos. Jerred Z, thank you very much, man, and Omar and Tonea. And so now we're going to take a look at, I have a folder somewhere here of, yeah, let's go to right here. So here are some photos that I took. That's from Hudson River Valley in the summer. So I was out at the Claremont Colleges the first day I loaded Portra up, the film recipe, in my camera. And I believe this was the this was the X100V. X100V, very popular camera right now. Hey, if I show 3 people watching, let me know where you're watching from. Leave me a comment. Let me know that I know there's a little audio thing going on in the background, so I'm aware of that. But let me know where you're watching from, and let me know what you shoot. I would be happy to connect with you and to have a little discussion in the comments as we go. So when I first saw this shot, I was like, oh my gosh, this Portra Film Recipe really gets that autumn glow. And I did a close-up of these leaves. I'm going to find that one. So close-up of these leaves, again, there's the X100V, so it's a 23 millimeter lens, f2, and I had it set to f2. And this camera is magical. So I really love how it rendered. I was trying to get that glow from the sun and not have it too contrasty or disturbing where your eye goes to that hot spot. And I have a 5% Cinebloom filter on there. So that's kind of what's helping soothe that harsh sunlight that is coming right into the camera lens. All right, School of Shots is in the house. Alberta, Canada in the house, shooting on the X100V. Thank you for jumping in and participating. School of Shots, Scooter, you're both invited. I'm going to post on a YouTube community post. I'm going to put up the next film recipe. Please put that in your camera, send me some shots, and I'll feature it in next week's live stream. So again, I just love this. Okay, so this is one of the things that I love about Fuji. I love how it renders light very like subtly and delicately, I think is the way that I would like to term that. But you just see how the light is so delicate, and it's very I was shooting Canon before. I felt Canon very contrasty, and so this is much more subtle. But I also like that f2 lens on the X100V that gives those background trees and those limbs just very, very, very soft. But definitely you can see the shape of the trees. You can see the color of the greens. Even in the background, it's awesome. All right, Scooter's in the house with a comment. New camera is XH2. Awesome. Started with an XE1 in 2012. All right. Old school. Started with the Fuji 605 in 1971, back before dirt. I love it. If you have an Instagram or something, if you want to share in the comments, I'd love to check out your shots. And again, we're going to post a film recipe. We hope to get people contributing shots, and we'll do this every week. How do you like the XH2? Let me know. It would be good to hear from you. I know that's a hot camera, hot topic right about now. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out there. And I'm just going to pop out and see if there's another. Yes, here's a fantastical. Now, you can't see it right away. You can't see it right away, but I did. I'm going to take my camera off here. I did take this shot because of the wildlife. And so we had our dog with us on this walk. And so here's the squirrel halfway up the tree. It had made a lot of progress getting away from me. But I just love the golden glow. And that's going to be the word for me for this Portra Film Recipe. And then in the Claremont Colleges, there's a lot of interesting architecture. And this place, when we walked in, we felt almost like we were kind of in like a futuristic, if they had made a campus in the 60s that they thought was futuristic, we felt like this was it. We had stumbled into this scene. You see there's like a little water feature, and then there's a glass room inside the water feature. And I just like this particular photo. In the glass, you see the family or the friends reflected who are on the kind of the banks there. And so it's kind of a nice little treatment there. So here's the family, and then you see the reflection in the glass, almost like they're in that space as well. Nice. I really, really liked taking these photos with the Portra Film Recipe. Again, just kind of an abstract, almost with the shadows of these chairs with the kind of branch design. It was a cool place. Oh, here, by the way, X100V, broad daylight, stopping the water, or actually not stopping it, catching that flow of water and making it look soft and silky because of the built-in ND filter. So I just toggled that on, set it to like F16 or something like that. And here we have in broad daylight, no external ND filter. The internal allows you to get that soft, silky play of water. And this one, I just felt like it was in Europe or something. I don't know, just the style of architecture. I just liked that. Plus, I like the golden kind of oranges in the trees back there. Very un-California-esque. So that's one thing I appreciate about this Portra Film Recipe is it captures that autumn that we don't often get to share. I was walking with my dog and my wife here, and then she wouldn't let me go bother these young skaters, but I would have probably gone and bothered them and say, hey, can I get some shots of you? But I just, let them do their thing and watch from afar. But I just love how they're in the photo, but they're just ensconced in this like scene of all these trees and nature and all the the planted shrubs or grasses leading up to them. And you just see barely in the background, you get these dorms or student living buildings. All right, I think that covers, maybe there's one more, just another quad or plaza there. Now I'm going to go one other place because I started a blog called beautifulfuji.com just because I wanted to post pictures and challenge myself to post every day. And I didn't really want to worry about YouTube and doing things for the views. And so if you go over there and you type in, right here, you type in Portra. I'm going to do that, Portra, and then search. You will find there's a few articles, blog posts that I've posted. I'm just going to show this one because, again, I think this is the X100V. I was on a work break and I found these. It was a car repair shop, and I just found these cars. It was a very overcast day, but the Portra Film Recipe really captures this warmth, and I just love the rust on the top of the car and just the dilapidation in the cars. Like this one is just epic to me. It's almost like part of a scene from The Walking Dead. So that's it. That's the last photos. This ragged tire. I mean, come on, Jerred. Jerred and I are both into kind of cars and states of disrepair. He was the person I featured first, so I might pop back and go and show his car photo. But I do post on the blog, and you can see more film recipes over there. If anyone is on the channel watching right now and you have a particular favorite film recipe you think we should do for the next, I'm calling this kind of like the film recipe of the hour of this show, leave it in the chat. And I think I'm just going to sign off in about 2 more minutes, but I'll leave just a couple minutes. If anybody has a comment, let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if you have a favorite film recipe that we can feature next time. I'm really, really happy. Tonea, Omar, let's go back and review their photos if you missed it. Jerred Z, this is his photo of the Mustang, and then we have Tonea's photo of the apartment building, and Omar sent in these 2 portraits, and I really just am grateful to them. And let me go back to this right here. Let's go 1 second, please. Technical difficulties. There we go. All right. So I'm really grateful to them for contributing the photos. And we will have another live stream in a week. And I'm going to post the film recipe. You can look at Wes Creasel Photo on Instagram. I'll put a community post up here. And I will also post it. Where could I post it? I guess the YouTube community post. Twitter at Wes Creasel, and then Wes Creasel Photo on Instagram. I will share in multiple places what the film recipe is. And so actually here, I'll go, anybody left a comment, I'll go and leave you the film recipe and a link to it so that you can go check it out. But again, I'm just going to close out by saying thank you so much. Hope you're well wherever you are. And we're going to do this again. Film recipe of the hour was Portra 400 from Fuji X Weekly. And we shared some photos from Jerred Z and Tonea and Omar, and hopefully more next time. All right, we will close it out. And thank you, everybody, for joining. Bye.